Hi. Hello, hello, hello. Let me open up the chat. Hi. Welcome to the Indigo Room. Just getting the sage lit. And we are waiting for everybody to join us. Let me get Linda. How you doing tonight? Here's a little sage for you. I am so happy to be here tonight. I'm telling you. I am feeling good. I hope you're feeling good too. Here's a little sage for you. I'm coming in, Linda. I'm getting you. I'm coming to get you. Here's a little sage. Ooh, I should light both things at the same time instead of doing them one at a time. Let's see. Everything's loading a little slowly tonight. There we go. All right. It's taking a little longer to light than usual. I am here. Welcome to the Indigo Room. Hi. Hi, hi, hi. It is a wonderful Wednesday evening. It's May 8th. Yeah, May 8th. There we go. It's lit now. So you're getting both things at the same time. All right. And let me get the link for Linda so she can pop into the chat. Oops. All right. 1 second. Good. Here we go. Hey, Linda. Hi, my dear. Feel the power of the sage and the sacred wood. Here you go. It's a lovely evening in Staten Island tonight. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm having a great day. I can't even begin to tell you guys what kind of a great day I'm having. I'm happy for no reason. Nothing spectacular happened. It was just awesome. Hey, Linda, there you go. I'm gonna mute you for a second because it makes the screen go black. I can hear you. So I'm going to mute you for a minute. Just a I muted myself. I muted myself instead of Linda. I'm a crazy chick. There we go. I'm going to mute you now. All right. Okay. Well, here, I hope that's enough. I don't know. Well, it's enough for now. Welcome to the Indigo Room. Thank you for joining us here tonight. And this is where we discuss all things spiritual. And by that, I mean that we are non-physical spiritual beings having physical human experiences, and life is supposed to be good. Can you hear me? Life is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be delicious, even when it's a little wicky-wacky. Sometimes it gets wicky-wacky. It just happens. But we have tools in our toolbox, and I don't know why there's a black screen. Why is my screen black? Hey, Susan. Hey, Linda. Hey, Barb. Hey, Funkay. I don't know why the screen is black. Hello? Can you guys see me? Or can you hear me? Why is my screen black? Oh, my Lord. My Lord, my Lord, my Lord. Is the screen still black? Yeah, its screen is black. Why is the screen black? Oh, you can see and hear me fine. I get a black screen. Yeah, its screen is black. Why is the screen black? Oh, you can see and hear me fine. I get a black screen. Okay, well, sometimes things get a little wicky-wacky, as I said. It just happens. What are you going to do? All right, so Barb is in the house. Hi, Barb. Let's do this again. Linda is here. Linda said she had a tired, long day of learning genealogy stuff. So you are in Missouri right now, Barb? Linda? And Susan, my sister, is here. My sister. I'm overclamped. I'll tell you why in a minute. And Funke00 is in the house. Hi, Funke. And Linda, our wonderful moderator, is joining us from Missouri. That's not where she lives. Isn't technology wonderful that you can still join us even though you're not at home? It's awesome. And we can hear you tonight. So as soon as I get this straightened out, we'll get that all together. Do me a favor, make sure you hit the thumbs up button while you're here. I'm so excited. I don't want to say excited. I'm so happy to be here with you tonight. I have just been doing so many great things for you guys and working on so many great things for you guys. But I do want you to just remind yourselves that when you go to sleep tonight, after we do this live, when we go to sleep tonight, do some of these exercises. I'm not even saying try anymore. Do them. Do the exercises, because I have been waking up like $1 million. Like I have $1 million. You should have seen me walking to work today. You couldn't tell me nothing. You couldn't tell me that I didn't have $1 million. You couldn't tell me that I wasn't fabulous. You couldn't tell me that I wasn't loved and adored and feeling delicious and that the universe had my back. You couldn't tell me that. And if you stepped into my path and you said, Sydney, the universe, I'd have been like, yeah, whatever, get away from me. Keep stepping. I want to wake up like that every day. So I am encouraging you all to make sure that you do the exercises we're going to talk about tonight. And it's a short read. If you're new to the Indigo Room, welcome, welcome, welcome. Linda's in St. Louis, Missouri. And my sister said, oh, you are seen and heard. Okay, thank you. Two things that happened. One thing that happened first thing this morning when I woke up. We're not doing the music tonight because, I'm a little nervous. But one thing that happened tonight when I woke up was I got a text from my beautiful sister, Susan. And I'm going to tell you what she said, because it just made me just feel all kinds of, I don't even know what to tell you. I was just all verklempt. And she said to me, this is my sister, my blood sister, real life sister, grew up with her in the same house. She said, so glad you're on the planet. She said, she's got to be somewhere tonight, but, she's going to try to be here, and she's here. And she said, sleep is a great topic. Now, let me just say this. That's not the first time she said that. She said it to me again the other day, a couple weeks ago, and I woke up, or it was like 5 o'clock. No, it was 10 o'clock in the morning. And she said, so glad, twice. So glad you're on the planet, dear sister, and super proud of you. That's from my sister, my blood sister. Okay? You know how long you wait? Sometimes you wait for your parents or somebody that you know or somebody in your family to say something like that. I was tearing up on the bus this morning and just smiling. I was beaming. I went to work like on a cloud. So thank you, my dear sister. I'm so glad you're on the planet too. But we tell each other that all the time. But I got it twice, 2 times in less than 2 weeks. It was fabulous. So she said, "Oh." But I'm glad she's on the planet. She's of the same ilk. We say that to each other all the time. She helps me. I help her. And I'm so happy that she chose me to be her big sister, because I'm a little bit older than her. Not by much, like a year and a half, maybe. And I'm so proud that I chose her to be mine. So thank you, Susan. I love you. Sister love. Yes, sister love. But we have a pretty big family, and she knows when I talk about my family and I say, like you hear me talk about sometimes back in the day, you heard me talk about my dad a lot, and you didn't hear me talk about my mom a lot, because there's an estrangement there because of the religion that we were raised in, which was the Jehovah's Witness religion. And, it put this big rift in the middle of our family. And it's just so good to be able to have that bond with her, because I was kicked out for a long time. All right, so tonight we're going to discuss the chapter 9 in the Resurrection book on sleep. And before we do that, we're definitely going to tickle our amygdala. And I also want to just encourage you all to, oh, excuse me, sorry, I burped. I just want to encourage you all of you, people that listen to the podcast later, people that come in later. I want to encourage you all to do these techniques. Make sure you do them. Repetition is key. Repetition. You have to do this stuff over and over and over until it starts to kick into automatic pilot, right? Because you can do it one time, you can do it 2 times, and you have some great results, and then you forget. I know I have drifted off the path, but I'm back, honey, with vengeance. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. I give everything right over to the law and to God and Goddess, source, universe. Give it right on over. You want to mess with me? I'm giving you over to God. God's going to take care of it. But I'm telling you that repetition is key. You must do these things over and over and over. I know you go like, oh my God, Sydney, how many times I got to do it? Nothing happened. I don't care. Do it 100 times. Do it 1,000 times until it starts to become an automatic thing, until you are now on automatic pilot and source is carrying you like, you're just gliding. I was gliding today as my steps. You should have seen me. You'd have been like, who is this? Who is she? Who does she think she is? I know who I am. I'm a child of God. I'm a princess. I'm a queen. Hello. I'm loved and I'm adored. That's how I'm rolling. In my world. May not be in your world, but in my world I am. So I want you to be loved and adored in your world. I want you to be able to experience what I'm feeling. I want you to go to sleep tonight in the feeling of success, in the feeling of it's done, in the feeling of all of your dreams are done. It's already done. That's how I want you to go to sleep tonight. So we're going to talk about that. But before we do that, we're going to tickle our amygdala. Yay! My sister says, 'tis true. We are cut from the same cloth, and you are most welcome, love. Yes. Stephanie, hey! Stephanie's in the house. Susan, Stephanie's in the house. Stephanie is my other good friend, old friend, one of my other besties. She's my children's godparents, godmama. She's in the house. BJ, hey BJ, welcome. We're so glad. Listen, we are so fabulous, all of us. Look at all these women up in here. We are fierce. fierce females. We're the ones that are going to change the world. We're changing the planet. We're changing our world anyway. We're going to tickle our amygdala. So I want you to get your feather. Imagine that you have your feather in your hand. Get your feather. You don't have to go find it. It's right here. It's within you. It's within you. So get your feather in your hand. What color is your feather? What color is your feather? I know what color my feather is. Purple, white, and gold edges. So imagine that you have your feather in your hand. Feel it, feel it. Close your eyes. I want you to close your eyes and feel that bristles. Feel the bristles of your feather. Feels soft. It feels hard. I don't know, but it should feel good. And you should be able to imagine the feather in your hands. Okay, you got that? You got the feather? All right. Now I want you to lift the feather up to the center of your forehead. Yes. And then you're going to tickle your amygdala to the right. That always gets me. And then you're going to tickle your amygdala to the left. And then you're going to pull the feather right on out of your forehead. And that's it. And we're done. That was quick and easy. So before we get started, I do want to check in with everybody. How you doing? How's your week? How's it going? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling wicky-wacky? What's happening? Put it in the chat. What's popping? I have my celebrate glass. What's happening? How are you feeling? Oh, my hair's sticking out on there. What's going on there? I don't know. What's going on? What's going on? Before we get started, I would like to check in. This is a check-in. What's popping? What's happening? Susan said, I also had a great day and super fab week. Yes. Funky00 said she had a good week too. Nice. Linda, how was your travels? Did you have a good travel week? Barb? I got to speak to Barb this weekend on Sunday. She's so beautiful. She's so sweet. I met her cat. We just had a nice little chit chat on Google Hangouts, me and Barb. There's a couple of things up here that I want to. Linda said, yes, good travel week. There's a couple of things up here that I posted. Now, I think the light is probably shining really brightly, so I'm going to have to turn the light off for a minute so you can see what I wrote. And recovering from the guy thing I mentioned to you, Barb says, and was interesting how the universe answered me. Oh, really? Do tell. You want to share with the class? She said that was fun talking with you. It was fun talking with you too. Okay, I'm going to shut the light off for a hot second because the light that's above is shining on the board. So there's a couple of things I want to talk about before we start the reading. And one of them is, I don't know if you can see it really quickly. It says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's one of the things that's really important. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And that is in Romans 12:12. And this is one of the things that Neville talks about quite often, is that the Bible is allegory, right? And the Bible is a book on how to live, not the literal way that people think, right? He talks to us and shares with us the metaphysical descriptions of the Bible. And be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind is really important, because we have to condition our minds to change the way that we've been influenced from the world, from our families, from people at work, from our friends, from television, from all of the things that are outside of us. So in order for us to really have the life that we want, in order for us to really, really have that good life and have the things that we want and feel good and wake up in the morning refreshed and happy and move through our day, we need to be transformed by renewing our minds. And again, repetition is key. That's up there too. Repetition is key. It looks blurry probably on the screen. Barb said wanted peaceful resolution, and he texted me and it all went well. He is moving in a few days out of state and I'm ready for it now. Great. Yay! So I want you to have that in your mind as we start to read the sleep chapter. Remember to hit the thumbs up button, please, because there's 7 of us watching now, and I know some of y'all are hiding in the bushes and you don't want to come into the chat, and that's okay. So hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button, and remember to subscribe and hit the bell, and you will be notified of new content when we do it. The other thing I want to remind you that you have to nourish your mind. You have to. It's really important and really key, and that's why this sleep episode is so important, because this is something that you can do every night. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to subscribe to anybody. You don't even have to hit the like button. I want you to hit the like button, but you don't have to. This is something that you can do. Nobody needs to know that you're doing it, but you can do this for yourself every night when you go to sleep. It's that important. Barb says, I love the sleep chapter. I have been doing really well with that, and you are so right about repetition. And BJ says, love the board. Yay! The light is shining on it, though, but I don't know if you can see everything that I wrote. So we're going to, let me unmute Linda. Sorry, Linda. Ooh, let me unmute her now. Okay. Hey, Linda. Hey. I don't know why that's not, you're unmuted. Now I can't hear you. Oh, there you go. Linda?
Can you hear?
You muted yourself?
No.
Did you mute yourself?
Nope.
Because you're not muted on my end. All right. I don't know what's popping over there. So weird. This thing. I see you, and then I don't hear you. Last week I heard you. Okay. So we're going to start the chapter, and it is chapter 9 of Resurrection and Neville Goddard. Sleep, the life that occupies 1/3 of our stay on earth, is the natural door into the subconscious. So it is with sleep that we are now concerned. So think about that. Just think about that for one hot second. It is we spend 1/3 of our stay on the planet doing this thing called sleep. And if you think about it, it helps us rejuvenate our bodies, right? We get rest. And when we don't get enough sleep, everything goes haywire. But there's something else that is important for us about sleep. The conscious 2/3 of our life on earth is measured by the degree of attention we give sleep. Our understanding of and delight in what sleep has to bestow will cause us, night after night, to set out for it is though we are keeping an appointment with a lover. Right? Sometimes, oh, here goes Cleopatra. As soon as I get rolling, she starts whining. Hold on, let me fix her blanket because apparently she can't fix it all of a sudden. She fixes it all the time, but not when I'm on the show. Good, lay down. Good, relax. Okay. Sheesh, sheesh, sheesh. Sorry about that. Okay, you hear Linda? All right, I don't hear her. You guys hear Linda, but I don't hear Linda. Why don't I hear Linda? Everybody hears you, Linda, except me. Oh my gosh. Everybody hears you except me. Why? I don't understand what in the world is happening. That is very strange. Okay. So let Linda say hello to you guys. I'll have to listen to her after the show. Say hi, Linda. Share where you're at. Sorry. Are you still talking? I can't hear you. Everybody else can hear you, Linda. Oh, now you cannot hear Linda. Okay. Ah! Yeah, the wacky dog. All right, let's try this one more time. I'm going to try it one more time. All right, Linda.
Okay, I'm talking to you on Google Hangout.
There she is.
You hear me? Yay!
Oh my God. Hi.
Hi from St. Louis, Missouri.
Awesome. St. Louis, Missouri. All right. Good. I'm glad you made it there safely.
Me too.
Okay, so you could read some tonight too then. Yeah?
No, I can't. I'm on my iPad
Okay.
and my book is on my computer at home.
Gotcha. So you're just going to listen and then chime in.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Yes. All right. So let me get back to the reading. All right. Where was I? Okay. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep calleth upon men and women, in slumbering upon the bed, then he openeth. I hate those fifths. He openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instruction. That's from Job chapter 33. It is in sleep and in prayer, a state akin to sleep, that man enters the subconscious to make his impressions and receive his instructions. In these states, the conscious and subconscious are creatively joined. The male and female becomes one flesh. You know, when we heard that scripture that, the male and the female shall become one flesh. They shall cleave to each other and all that. It wasn't talking about literal men and women. It was talking about your subconscious and your conscious. Huh, who knew? Neville. Okay. Sleep is the time when the male or conscious mind turns from the world of sense to seek its lover or subconscious self. The subconscious, unlike the woman of the world who marries her husband to change him, has no desire to change the conscious waking state, but loves it as it is and faithfully reproduces its likeness in the outer world of form. So it doesn't try to Your subconscious does not try to change your conscious thoughts. So if you think you're poor, your subconscious does not try to change it. It just gives you what you think you are, which is poor, which is broke, which is feeble, which is weak, which is whatever it is that you don't want, but you are thinking and feeling. The subconscious says, oh, here you go, my love. Here you are. Let me give you what you're asking. So the conditions and events of your life are your children, formed from the molds of your subconscious impressions in where? Sleep. They are made in the image and likeness of your innermost feelings that they may reveal you to yourself. How about that? How about that? So if you know, this is how you know who you are and what you're thinking and what you're being and what you're feeling. You just have to look around at what you got and what's happening. That's how you know who you are. But the good news is you can change it. As in heaven, or so, as in heaven, so on earth. As in the subconscious, so on earth. Whatever you have in consciousness as you go to sleep is the measure of your expression in the waking 2/3 of your life on earth. Nothing stops you from realizing your objective, save your failure to feel that you are already that which you wish to be, or that you are already in possession of the thing sought. Your subconscious gives form to your desires only when you feel your wish fulfilled. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean to you? Think about that for a minute. Just think about that statement. Your subconscious gives form to your desires only when me, feel your wish fulfilled. That's deep. So if you're not doing your work, if you're not doing your sleepy time, if you're not doing any of that and you're just running on automatic, running on autopilot, running from here to there, running amok, you'll continue to run amok. You want peace and calm and joy and happiness. Maybe you'll get peace sometimes. Maybe you'll get calm sometimes because you can carve it out physically. But what if you could allow your subconscious to give you all of that? What if you could do that? I'm telling you, you can. So is Neville. And so does Reverend Ike. Y'all need to check him out. The unconsciousness of sleep is the normal state of the subconscious because all things come from within yourself and your conception of yourself determines that which comes. You should always feel. Here we go with the feel again. I don't know. I think I talked about this one time. I need to write down how many times feel is in this book. You should always feel the wish fulfilled before you drop off to sleep. How many of us do that? Raise your hand. I need you all to write this down. I need y'all to write this down. You should always feel the wish fulfilled before you drop off to sleep. Not sometimes, not occasionally, always. You never draw out of the deep of yourself that which you want. You always draw that which you are. And you are that which you feel yourself to be, as well as that which you feel as true of others. Right? You know how many times I caught myself today judging other people? I'm just saying. It's like 4 times. 4 times. 4 times. 4. I did 3, 4. 4 times I did that today. And I caught myself right in the middle of it. I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Stop that. Switch it up. That's God. That's another aspect of you. That's you walking over there, being a pain in your neck. That's you. You need to switch that up and change that around. So I did. So you have to be more conscious. I know for me, I have to be more conscious. I have to be more conscious of what I'm doing with my thoughts. To be realized, then the wish must be resolved into the feeling of being or having or witnessing the state sought. You shouldn't have those two words together at the same time. This is accomplished by assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. The feeling which comes in response to the question, how would I feel were my wish realized? That's the question you need to ask yourself before you go to sleep. And you know what? It can be a whole lot of things. Maybe it's 12 things that you got on your list that you want to accomplish. How would you feel? This is the question you have to ask yourself. How would you feel with the wish fulfilled as before you go to sleep every night? Listen, if you need to write that question and then put it on your wall so you remember as you drift off to sleep, then do that. Do whatever you have to do to remind yourself to do that as you drift off to sleep at night. Yes, it's great to do Doxy. I love Doxy and I do Doxy every night. But before I do Doxy every night, I ask myself the question, how would I feel if the wish was fulfilled? Whatever that may be. I just put it all in there. I just, put it all in the sandwich. I make a huge hero sandwich with all kinds of stuff in it. And I say, how would that feel if that desire, that dream was fulfilled? How would I feel about that? And then I drift off to sleep. So Linda, let me ask you, have you been using the sleepy time? Have you been using it? Okay, maybe she muted herself again. Susan said, you should always feel the wish fulfilled as you drift off to sleep. Love it. BJ said, you should always feel the wish fulfilled as you drift off to sleep. Thank you. Anybody else going to use it? Write that down. You should always feel the wish fulfilled. How would you feel if the wish were fulfilled? How would you feel? Doesn't even have to be a wish. Because you know what? Wish for some people makes it feel like it's never going to happen. How would you feel if the goal were fulfilled? How would you feel if the dream were fulfilled? How would you feel if the request were fulfilled? Maybe you put in a request to take a vacation off of work. How would that feel? And then allow yourself to feel that feeling as you drift off to sleep. Once asleep, man has no freedom of choice. His entire slumber is dominated by his last waking concept of self. It follows, therefore, that he should always assume the feeling of accomplishment and satisfaction before he retires to sleep. How many times have I gone to sleep either angry or upset, pissed off at something that somebody said, or sad, or feeling lonely, or feeling worthless, or unworthy, or wicky-wacky, or chaotic, or confused, lackful? How am I going to pay my bills? I don't know where the money's coming from. Oh my God. All of that. How many times have you guys done that? I can tell you, it's been many. I'm a woman of a certain age. I've been on the planet for a long time. There's been many times that's happened. How about you, Linda? How about you? Linda, can you hear me? Okay. I can hear her, but I don't hear her. I can hear something moving around, but I don't hear her. I heard her before, and then I lost her. Linda! Maybe she stepped away from her computer. So it says once man, once person, once woman, man falls asleep, they have no freedom of choice. So come before me with singing and thanksgiving. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving and into his courts with praise. Something that I used to do that I started doing again recently was just being thankful and prayerful, and praising before the manifestation shows up, right? Getting into a praising feeling, a praising hallelujah feeling, thank God feeling, I'm so happy feeling. Thank you for before it ever shows up. Before the manifestation shows up, before anything shows up, before the good feeling shows up, I put myself in a good feeling. That's what we have to do. That's what this little scripture says. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving and into his courts with praise. You got to do that before. Your mood prior to sleep defines your state of consciousness as you enter into the presence of your everlasting lover, the subconscious. She sees you exactly as you feel yourself to be. If, as you prepare for sleep, you assume and maintain, yeah, I'm a woman of a certain age. Quinn says, my nephew says I sound like my sister. Hi, Quinn. If as you prepare for sleep, you assume and maintain the consciousness of success by feeling I am successful, you must be successful. Lie flat on your back with your head on a level with your body. Feel as you would were you in possession of your wish and quietly relax into unconsciousness. That's when I put my Doxy headphones on and listen to my Doxy meditation. I'm out like a light. Next thing you know, it is 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't really want to get up to go to work, but I do. So I prepare myself. It's like preparing myself for my lover to come in to the bridal chamber, which is my subconscious. I prepare myself. Come on in, honey. Do what you got to do. And then I put my Doxy headphones on and I drift off to sleep, knocked out until the morning. And like I said before, the Doxy meditations, there's so many of them. You can pick which one you want, and then you can pick which one you want, and then you can use it for school, you can use it for money, you can use it for changing your subconscious, whatever. And put that on as you drift off to sleep. There's one that I use that it goes for 3 hours. And then I don't even know what he says anymore because I'm knocked out. I'm sleeping. So hold on. I got a text from somebody. I don't know. Maybe it was Linda reaching. Nope. Okay. So you got Quinn listening. Hi, Quinn. Hi, nephew. He that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Oh, wait, before we do that, these are some things I want you to write down before you go to sleep tonight. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can move this camera up a little bit. I feel great is one. Let me see if I can move it up a little bit more. There we go. I don't know if you can see that. Let me move it back. I feel great. I am adored, loved, and successful in my world. Maybe I should turn the light up. Let me see. Is the light better? If we can see it better with the light off. I don't know. I am adored, loved, successful in my world. I love money, and money loves me. And Don't ever go give money the idea that it doesn't matter to you. Whatever you are indifferent about will be indifferent towards you. That's from Reverend Ike. Okay. Hopefully you can see that. If you can't, I'll repeat it again and then you can write it down. What more beautiful? Okay, wait. Sleep is the door. The subconscious never sleeps. Sorry. The subconscious never sleeps. Sleep is the door through which the conscious waking mind passes to be creatively joined to the subconscious. Sleep conceals the creative act while the objective world reveals it. So your sleep is doing the work if you did the work, right? It works if you work it. So if you did the work, then your sleep is doing the work well, it's always doing the work actually. But if you wanted to do the work for good, you have to go in there and feel good and have the wish fulfilled before you drift off to sleep. That's it. Bottom line. So it's doing the work in concealment, right? It's in quiet. It's in darkness. It's doing the work. And the creative act that's the creative act. And while the objective world reveals it, so the objective world is everything outside of ourselves. That's what gets revealed. In sleep, man impresses the subconscious with his conception of himself. So even if you're not doing this on a conscious basis, you're still doing it. So even if you just say, if you're thinking to yourself, you're feeling to yourself that you are less than everything, you're the worm, God, how many people pray and they say, God, I'm not worthy. That's what I used to pray like that. God, I'm not worthy, but if you can, see me, or if you can you just help a sister out? I don't pray like that. I stopped praying like that a long time ago. What more beautiful description? Hey, Wanda. Hi, Wanda. Welcome. Good to see you. What more beautiful description of this romance of the conscious and subconscious is there than that told in the Song of Solomon? By night on my bed, I sought him whom my soul loveth. I found him. Now, let me just say something, because if this was true, right? If this was literal, like many people say the Bible is the literal thing that happens, right? Now we got Solomon, who's a man. Okay? Now, supposedly, gays are supposed to be like the worst things in the world, according to the Bible and some people's description of the Bible. Okay? So if you think about that, he says, by night on my bed I sought him whom my soul loveth. Now, I know people are going to say, well, he's talking about God. But you know what? It's all interpretation when you look at the Bible. So I'm just saying, that's just a little tidbit. That's where my mind goes sometimes. I found him whom my soul loveth. I held him and I would not let him go until I had brought him into my mother's house and into the chamber of her that conceived me. Preparing to sleep, you feel yourself into the state of the answered wish, and then relax into unconsciousness. Your realized wish is he whom you seek. By night, on your bed, you seek the feeling of the wish fulfilled, that you may take it with you into the chamber of her that conceived you. I know this sounds crazy. It sounds a little, you're trying to figure out what she's going, where they're going, what's happening. That this wish also may be given expression. That is the way to discover and conduct your wishes into the subconscious. Feel yourself in the state of the realized wish and quietly drop off to sleep. So, like, what is Neville talking about, right? So you're embracing this lover. The lover comes in. What? Huh? What is he talking about? Hold on. Night after night, you should assume, night after night, not some nights, not one night a week, night after night. You should assume the feeling of being, having, and witnessing that which you seek to be, possess, and see manifested. Never go to sleep feeling discouraged or dissatisfied. Never sleep in the consciousness of failure. Never sleep in the consciousness of failure or impatience or worry or doubt or fear or chaos or confusion or wiki-wackiness. Your subconscious, whose natural state is sleep, sees you as you believe yourself to be. And whether it be good, bad, or indifferent, the subconscious will faithfully embody your belief. It's faithful. It'll give you what you believe you are, not what you want. It will rise up to the occasion and hand you on a silver platter that which you believe yourself to be. Might be a paper plate, might be a paper cup, it might be, might not even be that. Could be just something that, you're just trying to, it could be crumbs. That's what you believe yourself to be. That's what your subconscious will serve up for you, and it will manifest for you in form faithfully. It does not fail. Susan says, feel yourself. Hold on. Let me get back. BJ said, this is why I love this channel. Funky00 says, I never understood that. Susan said, feel yourself into the state of the answered wish. BJ Moore, that was like the first half of my life. Yeah, me too. Susan, night after night, being, having, witnessing, never sleep in the consciousness of failure. Exactly. Wanda says, I feel myself healthy, vibrant, and successful at night before going to bed. Although I look a hot mess. Now stop saying I look a hot mess, child. Once I perform my night rituals. You don't look a hot mess. You look beautiful. I've seen your pictures. You're gorgeous. Okay, all of us are gorgeous beings. All of us are beautiful right here in this room. I'm not talking about anybody else. I don't know what's going on outside of the Indigo Room right now. I'm talking about everybody that's in the Indigo Room. We are all gorgeous, fabulous beings, period. End of text, period. Okay. Where was I? Oh, okay. So the subconscious will faithfully embody your belief. As you feel, so do you impress her. And she, the perfect lover, gives form to these impressions and outpictures them as the children of her beloved. So everything that's outside of you are the children. Thou art all fair, my love. There is no spot in thee, is the attitude of mind to adopt before dropping off to sleep. Disregard appearances. I know that's difficult for some of us to do. It has been difficult for me, but I'm not on that train no more. I'm not on the wiki-wacky train. I'm on the delicious train. So disregard appearances and feel that things are as you wish them to be. He calleth things that are not seen as though they were, and the unseen becomes seen. To assume the feeling of satisfaction is to call conditions into being which will mirror satisfaction. Signs follow, they do not precede. Remember, I talked about that a couple weeks ago, probably last week or maybe the week before. I just keep saying it. Signs do not follow. Signs do not precede. Signs follow, they do not precede. Signs follow, they do not precede. You do not get the sign first before you do the work. They follow after you've done the work, after you've laid down in your sleep, in your slumber, as the wish is fulfilled. That's when signs start to show up. That's when driftwood starts to show up. That's when your manifestations start to show up, not before. Period, point blank, not before. Proof that you are will follow the consciousness that you are. It will not precede it. So, when people say to you, well, that's why we don't cast out pearls before swine. We don't tell people what we're doing. We move in silence. You keep it to yourself. Or me, you could tell me. I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm not going to think you're crazy for whatever the dream or desire that you have. But when you broadcast your stuff out, people say, well, you know what? You need to show me proof. You can't give proof because you haven't even done the work yet. So you can't give proof. That's when people fall off and they get all crazy and they go, oh, law of attraction doesn't work. And they make themselves nuts because they're not going to sleep in the wish fulfilled. Yeah, they're doing stuff in their imagination and their waking points. When they're awake, it's harder to do it that way because you have to chip away at your conscious thoughts that are ingrained in you from when you were a little kid. It takes work to do that. Chip away, chip away, chip away. That should be a song, right? Chip away, chip away. But when you go to sleep, in the feeling of the wish fulfilled night after night, you start to take on a whole different look, a different attitude. You wake up on time. You might even wake up before the alarm clock goes off. You will start to move differently. You'll speak differently. You'll act differently. And you'll start doing, having all of the things that you have thought about, created, wanted, asked for as you drift off to sleep because you assumed the wish already fulfilled. And you allowed God to do the work. You allowed Goddess to do the work. You allowed Source, Universe to do the work, and you moved out of the way. You moved out of the way in your sleep. You moved out of the way doing the 2-cup method. You moved out of the way. So whatever it is that works for you, I say do it. But I'm saying right now, y'all are going to do this sleep thing if I have to come to your house and sit by your bed. Okay. You are the eternal dreamer dreaming non-eternal dreams. How about that? You are the eternal dreamer dreaming non-eternal dreams because these dreams don't last, right? They fade after a while, right? We leave, they leave. Your dreams take form as you assume the feeling of their reality. Do not limit yourself. That's why I say imagine 12 things. Imagine 15 things. I don't know. Maybe you got a whole host of things. I know I do. I got a book full of things that I want to have come out into the objective world. Because what's going to happen is you're not going to wake up in the morning and all of a sudden everything's going to be in your living room and in your bedroom and you're going to, not going to be able to figure out how to get out of your house. That's not what's going to happen. Bridges of incidents will start to manifest for you. You'll meet this person. You'll talk to this person. You'll read something. You'll find something and you'll go, oh my God, I didn't know that. I didn't, oh, let me just call and reach out to this person. Let me talk to this one. Let me move here. Let me do this. And bridges of incidents, without you doing the work, will show up for you and lead you to where you need to be. Whatever the mind, knowing that nothing is impossible to consciousness, begin to imagine states beyond the experiences of the past. Whatever the mind of man can imagine, man can realize. All objective visible states were first subjective invisible states. So everything that we have right now out in the world, everything, you should see my kitchen right now. Everything that's in my kitchen right now and on this table was first imagined in somebody's mind. It could not be any other way. And then it became form. Somebody imagined it first. You being here on the planet was imagined first. Maybe by accident, maybe on purpose, but you were imagined first. And that's how we got here. You called them into visible states by assuming the feeling of their reality. The creative process is first imagining and then believing the state imagined. Always imagine and expect the best. The world cannot change your conception of it, as within, so without. Nations, as well as people, are only what you believe them to be, no matter what the problem is, no matter what it is, no matter whom it concerns. You have no one to change but yourself, and you have neither opponent nor helper in bringing about the change within yourself. You have nothing to do but convince yourself of the truth of that which you desire to be see manifested. As soon as you succeed in convincing yourself of the reality of the state sought, results follow to confirm your fixed belief. You never suggest to another the state which you desire to see him express. Instead, you convince yourself that he is already that which you desire him to be. That's what I was sharing with you last week, Linda. I started changing myself. Look, instead of thinking about changing that other person and getting that other person to change, I started changing myself and how I wanted it to be. Realization of your wish is accomplished by assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You cannot fail unless you fail to convince yourself of the reality of your wish. A change of belief is confirmed by a change of expression. Every night, as you drift off to sleep, feel satisfied and spotless, for your subjective lover always forms the objective world. So your subconscious always forms your outer world. Always. That's how it works. It always forms the outer world in the image and likeness of your conception of it. The conception defined by what? What is the conception defined by? If you don't have the book, what do you think your conception is defined by? Linda there?
Yes.
Oh, there she is. Hi.
Hello.
It's defined by your feeling. Your feeling. Yep. That's what it's defined by. What were you going to say, Linda?
I just said yes. I agree with you.
The waking 2/3 of your life on earth ever corroborates or bears witness to your subconscious impressions. The actions and events of the day are effects. They are not causes. Free will is only freedom of choice. Choose ye this day whom you shall serve. Is your freedom to choose the kind of mood you assume. But the expression of the mood is the secret of the subconscious. Okay? So you choose the mood, but the expression, how that is manifested, is the secret of the subconscious. We don't know. We don't know how it's going to happen. That is none of your business. Your business is to assume the wish fulfilled, period. It is not your business to figure out the how, the why, the who, the what, the where. None of your biz mess. So, choose again this day whom you are going to serve. The subconscious receives impressions only through the feelings of man, and in a way known only to itself, gives these impressions form and expression. The actions of man or woman are determined by his subconscious impressions. His illusion of free will, his belief in freedom of action is but ignorance of the causes which make him act. He thinks himself free because he's forgotten the link between himself and the event. Yeah, so we forget that all the stuff that we're experiencing now, right now in this moment, because we can change it, but all the stuff that we're experiencing right now was created in our sleep prior to. So if you want a different experience, let's start getting into our sleep and remembering and feeling the wish fulfilled. Write it down, remind yourself every night, because it's night after night, night after night. Again, not one night, not just one night on Sunday night, not just on Wednesday night, night after night. And repetition is key. So we're going to keep saying this over and over and over until we all are doing the same thing night after night. That's how we're getting down in the Indigo Room. So if you don't want to keep hearing me say this stuff to you, you're calling it nonsense, then this is not the show for you. But we're going to be doing it night after night. I'm going to remind y'all every time we get in here. Did y'all sleep? Fall asleep in the wish fulfilled? Did you do your 2-cup manifestations? You know, the 2-cup method? Did you meditation? Are you doing your deep breathing? Did you tickle your amygdala? Night after night, day after day. Y'all are gonna get sick of me. Man awake is under compulsion to express his subconscious impressions. If in the past he unwisely impressed himself, then let him begin to change his thought and feeling, for only as he does so will he change his world. Do not waste one moment in regret, for to think feelingly of the mistakes of the past is to reinfect yourself. When I read that this week, I fell out. When I read it again, because I've read, you know how many times I've read this book, but when I read it again this week, I was like, wait, I'm not trying to reinfect myself. I don't want to reinfect myself with that nonsense. Let the dead bury the dead. Turn from appearances and assume the feeling that would be yours were you already the one you wish to be. Feeling a state of feeling a state produces that state. The part you play on the world stage is determined by your conception of yourself. By feeling your wish fulfilled and quietly relaxing into sleep, you cast yourself in a star role. That's how I'm a star. Aren't y'all a star? Everybody is a star. Say, I'm a star. It casts yourself in the star role to be played on Earth tomorrow. And while asleep, you are rehearsed and instructed in your part. Hey, Gary. Yay, Gary's in the house. The acceptance of the end automatically wills the means. That's why Neville tells us to live in the end all the time. I talked last on Sunday. I said, live in the end. I would go to the end result and live there. That's where I stay. It's already done. That's where I'm living. It's already handled. So the acceptance of the end automatically wills the realization. Make no mistake about this. If, as you prepare for sleep, you do not consciously feel yourself into the state of the answered wish, then you will take with you into the chamber of her who conceived you the sum total of the reacting, the past, reactions and feelings of the waking day. And while asleep, you will be instructed in the manner in which they will be expressed tomorrow. You will rise believing that you are a free agent, not realizing that every action and event of the day is predetermined by your concept of self as you fell asleep. Your only freedom then is your freedom of reaction. You are free to choose how you feel and react to the day's dramas, but the drama, the actions, events, and circumstances of the day have already been determined. So when you go to sleep, when we go to sleep, when we drift off to sleep, we are either reacting to the day's events, that's living in the past, right? We're reacting to the dramas, to the chaos, to the bills, to the we're reacting as we drift off to sleep. We're thinking about that. We're thinking about this. We're thinking. So maybe you even had an argument. You're going on in your head about the argument. I've been there, done that. I know how that is. And then you're going to wake up the next day. It has already been predetermined. You're going to have more arguments. You're going to have more chaos. You're going to have more bills. You're going to have more wicky-wacky. Whatever it is that you really don't want, you are going to have more of that. So we're trying not to have more of that, right? We are moving on a new train. We're on the Indigo Room train. We're on the new train, and it's on a new track, and that's where we're going. Heaven is within. A kingdom of heaven is within, and we want the kingdoms, the pearls, the diamonds, the wonderfulness of heaven that's within us. We want to open up the pearly gates within us. And to do that, we need to sleep in the wish fulfilled. Assume the wish fulfilled as we are drifting off to sleep. Maybe it's health. Maybe you want to run. Maybe you want to, be able to do exercises. Maybe you haven't been able to do that. I was listening to Reverend Ike, and he was talking about one of the things that he was saying the other day was, if you're sick, imagine, God is within, right? We tell you that you are gods. Ye are gods. That's what the Bible says. That's what Christians tell people. You are gods. God's within you. So you don't think God can walk? God can talk? God can heal? God feels good? If God's within you, then God is moving in a healthy vibration. I am health. I am God walking health in me. I am a walking healthy being in God. God is a walking healthy being in me. That's not how he said it, but that's how I'm thinking it is in my mind. So do whatever needs to be done for you to start to feel good. Get in that feeling good. It may take you a little bit of work. Maybe you'll drift off to sleep right away. But try it. Not try it. Do it. I'm getting rid of try. Okay, so we're almost done. Unless you consciously and purposely define the attitude of mind with which you go to sleep, you unconsciously go to sleep in the composite attitude of mind made up of all feelings and reactions of the day. Every reaction makes a subconscious impression. Think about that. You know how many reactions we could have during the day? That's why I said I caught myself 4 times today. I caught myself. I was like, nah, no, son, we're not doing that. I see the God in you. That's how I was rolling. I see the God in you. So every reaction makes a subconscious impression, and unless counteracted by an opposite and more dominant feeling, is the cause of future action. Is the cause of future action. No wonder why some of us are so broke. No wonder why, money doesn't flow easily. No wonder why we stay sick. No wonder why we have bad relationships. No wonder why, we are on a job that we hate. No wonder why we're not living our best lives. We say that all the time. I'm living my best life. But are we really? Okay, there's probably aspects of your life that you love. There's aspects of my life that I love. But is it the best life? Because, I have Wiki Wacky that pops in. I'm not saying that I don't have the most wonderful life. I love my life. I would just like it to be a little bit better. That's all I'm saying. Ideas enveloped in feeling are creative action. Use your divine right wisely. Through your ability to think and feel, you have dominion over all creation. While you are awake, you are a gardener selecting seed for your garden. Mine, Garden of Eden. Remember my book? When I read that, that's what I thought of. But except a corn of wheat fall into the ground and die, it abideth alone. And if it die, it bringeth forth much fruit. So the seed has to die before it brings forth the fruit, right? If it just falls by the wayside, it falls on the ground and dies, it abideth alone. That's it, it's over. But if it die and it brings forth much fruit if you put it in the ground. Because the seed has to die once you put it in the ground. So every time you go to sleep, it's almost like you're dying, right? But if you go to sleep with this delicious understanding and feeling of the wish fulfilled, already you assume the wish fulfilled, it brings much fruit. What did Neville say? Sleeping is, I think he said sleeping is like death to being awake, something like that. So just imagine, every time you go to sleep, you die. The old you is dying. If you allow the new you to sleep in the wish fulfilled, and you will be this wonderful, delicious, magnificent creation in the new day, in the grand rising, in the good rising. Your conception of yourself as you fall asleep is the seed you drop into the ground of the subconscious. Dropping off to sleep, feeling satisfied and happy, compels conditions and events to appear in your world which confirm these attitudes of mind. Sleep is the door into heaven. What you take in is a feeling you bring out as a condition. What you take in as a feeling, you bring out. You bring out as a condition, an action, or object in space. Did y'all get that? What you take in as a feeling, you bring out as a condition, an action, or object in space. So sleep in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, as in consciousness, so on earth. That's the end of chapter 9. We are done with chapter 9. Okay. Susan said, I'm a star. Everybody said, hey to Gary. BJ Moore says, nobody reads Neville like this, y'all. BJ Moore said, this is a gift. Susan said, truth. Nobody reads Neville like this. Linda, hey.
Hey.
So, couple of things before we sign off. I know I kept you a little bit longer, but I do want to just let you listen really quickly to something that I heard today, and I'm just going to play it really quickly. It's not that long. It's very brief. It's something that I heard today from Reverend Ike. And he talks about going to sleep too, and sleeping in the wish fulfilled. And you remember that he also listened to Neville as well. Him and Neville became friends. And he changed the way he started preaching because I don't know if it was because of Neville, but he changed the way he started preaching. And he's the only one that I know that preaches the way Neville did. The only one. They're both gone now. But he was still here in 2008. I think it was 2008. Maybe 2005 or something like that. Cleopatra. But he was still here in the 2000s, Reverend Ike. So I listened to him. He was doing a talk, but I just want you all to listen to this really quickly, and then I'm going to let you go. And he was telling another preacher about how he should use his imagination.
I'm thinking of a Baptist minister down in Georgia who was with me Sunday before last for our telecast, and you'll see him on the telecast here. He said the very first time that he saw our telecast in this area, I practiced visualization on the television, which briefly is what I just told you to do this evening. And he said he had been a minister for 30 years, and he'd pastored churches, and but his health failed on him, and he had to give up pastoring, which is really what he wanted to do. And not only that, he said he didn't have a very good experience with money because after being married for 30-some years, he and his wife had never had a honeymoon to begin with and had never had a vacation. And so he thought, well, this is strange to me, but I don't have anything to lose, so I'll try. That night, he tried the visualization process, becoming quiet just before going to sleep, thinking of his goals, thinking of the good things that he'd like to have. And because he had never had a vacation in 30 years, it was the first thing that he wanted to have. So he saw himself on a vacation. He saw himself walking around in a resort area. And a few days later, things happened so that he actually won a vacation, cost-free. A few days later, things happened so that he could buy a home in a resort area so that he and his wife can vacation there whenever they wish. Not only that, he felt better in his body. His health began to improve. And he's back pastoring now. He's back in the Baptist ministry in Toccoa, Georgia. As a matter of fact, he should be with us on this coming Sunday at the Omni. His health has improved. And he told us on the telecast a couple Sundays ago that all of his life he had been sickly. And he was a joke in his family. And whenever they needed some medicine, he had his own private drugstore. And they would just go into the medicine cabinet. And said, let's go into Daddy's medicine cabinet and get something for whatever is wrong. But he began to see himself as a healthy person in his own mind. He began to see himself as a happy person in his own mind. He began to see himself as a loving and beloved person in his own mind as never before. He began to see himself as a successful and prosperous person. And he's prospering as never before. He's built a new parsonage and he has built a new church in his hometown there in Toccoa, Georgia.
Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you because your subconscious is it is not what was I going to say? It is no respecter of persons. Okay, doesn't matter what you want to be, do, and have. It doesn't matter. If you apply these things will work for you. So I encourage you all again tonight before you leave. Remember, I feel great. I love money and money loves me. I remember I used to have this in my house all the time and people made me feel bad about it. And I took it down. I used to have it up above on my ceiling in my bedroom. I put it on my ceiling in my bedroom so that when I go to sleep, that's what I would see. But you know what? I don't care what people think about me anymore because money is is an energy. And if I am indifferent to money, money will be indifferent to me. If I am indifferent to anything, it will be indifferent to me. And I love money, and money loves me. And it is a beautiful thing, and I'm not afraid about that anymore. So, you don't want to use it? Don't. I'm using it. I am adored, loved, successful in my world. In your world, you are adored, you are successful, and you are loved. And don't forget, don't ever give money. That's from Reverend Ike. Don't ever give money the idea that it doesn't matter to you. Whatever you are indifferent about will be indifferent towards you. So, Susan said, I love money and money loves me. Currency. Funk87700 said, that's right. BJ Moore said, I love money and money loves me. That's right. I want you to say that to yourself. I feel great. I love money and money loves me. Linda, can I hear you?
I feel great. Money loves me, and I love money.
Ah, that's what I'm talking about. And I am adored, loved, and successful.
I am adored, loved, and successful.
How does that feel coming out your mouth when you say
Good,
it?
good.
Yeah, it feels good, right? That's how I want all of us to go to sleep tonight. Barb, where's Barb? Did Barb leave us? Wanda, what's going on? Gary, what's going on? This is how I want y'all to sleep. You have to condition and nourish your mind. All right? Money, honey. Hallelujah. That's what we're having. We're having church tonight in the Indigo Room. So I want you to be encouraged. And I want you to remember, too, this other scripture before we leave, that greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. I love that scripture. I used to have it all over my house. I put it up in my house this week. Greater is he that is in you. The kingdom of heaven is in you. Greater is the kingdom of heaven. You can say that. Greater is the source that is in you than what is happening in the world outside of you. Greater. Okay? So remember those things, write them down, put them someplace you can see them, because it does no good if you can't see it. Reverend Ike says, you can't lose with the stuff we use. So I want you all to remember who you are, right? Remember that. And join us on Sunday. We'll be here on Sunday. Linda, you going to be with us on Sunday?
No, I won't.
Okay. Linda will not be with us on Sunday, but we will be here on Sunday at what time? 11:30 a.m. And we're going to chit chat. We're going to probably talk a little bit more about Rev Ike, because I'm feeling him right now. A little bit more about Neville, or whatever else you want to talk about. Y'all get your questions together, okay? Because it's not just my show. Get your questions together, what you want to talk about on Sunday. So we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. That's 11 o'clock Eastern time. I'm sorry, not 11. I'm sorry, not 11. 11:30 Eastern time. We'll be here on Sunday. And write down in the comments what you thought about the show. Write down. I want to hear you say, I am loved, adored, and successful. Write that down. Put it in the comments below. I am adored, loved, and successful. I love money, and money loves me. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, hit the thumbs up. That means like. Hit the thumbs up, and we'll be here next on Sunday, and we'll continue our discussion about sleep. But remember to sleep. Remember to sleep in the wish fulfilled tonight, tomorrow night, Saturday night, Friday night, Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and then do it again. Remember who you are. Remember that you are source energy right here in a physical body. Remember that you can be, do, and have anything that you desire. And remember, it's not being extraordinary that makes you unique. It is your uniqueness that makes you extraordinary. I love you, and I will see you on Sunday. Bye.
Love
Thank
you.
you, Linda. Love you too. Good night.